So if you're wearing progressive lenses for the first time, you probably put them on and you're like, whoa, these things make me feel weird. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 tips all about progressive lenses and how to get used to them faster. Let's roll that intro. Hello and welcome, this is Dr. Alan here from the Dr. Eye Health Show. If this is your first time here, this channel is all about helping people learn about the eyes, figure out cool things about their glasses so that you can see your best not only today, but also tomorrow. If you like learning about cool things with the eyes, tips and tricks, then make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. Now, if you just got progressive eyeglasses and you're having problems, or you're about to get progressive lenses and you're thinking about getting some, then these tips are gonna help you out. Because believe me, if you're a first-time wearer in progressives, it's gonna feel weird and different, at least at first. So let's see what we can do. Tip number 1 is to have your glasses professionally fit and adjusted for you. This is a big deal, especially with progressive lenses, because they have a very specific spot you need to be looking through. And if they're just not sitting on your face right, they're kind of crooked, then you're likely going to be experiencing not just blurred vision, but more distortions everywhere you look. We recently had a patient just the other day whose lenses were too tilted like this on his face, which we call a pantoscopic tilt, and once we had them just adjusted here in the optical, boom, he was just like, oh, wow, that feels so much better. So if you want to have a better experience right away, get them adjusted. All right, tip number 2, and this may sound funny to hear, but you need to wear the glasses. And yes, I can almost guarantee you the first time that you put on a pair of progressive lenses, it's gonna feel weird. You're gonna see these distortions, your field of view is gonna feel like you're swimming or something, and it's probably gonna feel like this for at least a few days. And if you just happen to be somebody with a high prescription, or you've just never worn glasses ever before in your life, it might even take up to 2 weeks. Hopefully not, but that's a consistent amount of time I hear experienced opticians say it can take up to about 2 weeks to fully get used to it. But I've had some of my patients even say that, yeah, they first wore them, it felt really strange for a few days, and all of a sudden, boom, their brain snapped into it and it felt much more comfortable. But this transition period of getting used to these lenses is gonna go faster if you try to wear your glasses all day long. If you wear them longer, it's gonna make it easier for your brain to adapt. And if you happen to have an older pair of glasses that don't make you sick, try not to switch back and forth between them, because switching to your older glasses that don't give you that distortion feeling, again, it's going to make it harder for you to get used to using your progressive lenses. Now, tip number 3 has to do with how to use progressive lenses. And this should help you out a lot, because I think that's one of the biggest issues with progressives is that you have to use your eyes differently than you've ever used them when wearing glasses before. And the important tip is to try to point your nose at whatever it is that you are trying to focus on and look at. You see, progressive lenses have these distortion zones off to the sides and kind of in between. And if you happen to shift your eyes to look at something and you look through that distortion zone, things are gonna feel even more just weird, off, and blurry. So all of the usable magnification in progressive lenses are really right in the middle. So if you're looking at a computer screen, point your nose at the computer screen. If you're gonna be reading a note, a medication, or your phone, you wanna, again, face directly at the object that you're looking at. And then from there, it's all about what distance you are looking at that object and knowing which part of the lens you need to adjust and look through. Now, assuming your glasses are put on and you're looking straight ahead into the distance, right where your eyes are set and to the top of the lens, everything should look good for the distance. But when reading up close, all the reading magnification is at the bottom of the lens. So if you tilt your head down like you normally would, you're still looking through the top portion of the lens, which is your distance, so things will seem out of focus. So what you want to try to do is that for near objects, you want to look down through the lens. So right now I'm trying to keep my head up straight and I'm looking down through the bottom of the lens. That's where all that reading magnification is. And things look pretty good. Now, early on in this process, feel free to even tilt your neck up a little bit to try to find where that magnification zone is. I personally don't like it when people use their neck a whole bunch to kind of go up and down, because that can lead to neck and shoulder issues. But early on, just trying to get used to them, trying to find where that power is, where things look good, I think that's fine, especially just, again, trying to figure it out. But again, the important thing to understand is that the power's at the bottom, so you need to look through the bottom of the lens. And same thing kind of goes for the intermediate distance, such as a computer. It's not far away, it's not way up close, but it's kind of in the middle of the lens, and it'll just take a little bit of time to figure out that sweet spot. Now, an extra pro tip that I just thought about has to do with going up and down stairs, and if you're getting in and out of a car, for example. In these sort of situations, you're going to be making kind of quick and dynamic movements where you need to have secure footing. If you're a first-time progressive wearer, the magnification at the bottom of the lens may kind of jump out at you and kind of throw off your footing in a way. So in these situations, I think it's best to take it slow and try to point your nose toward the ground and look through the top portion of the lens so that you're not thrown off by that distortion. And again, just take it easy because nobody wants you to trip and fall and hurt yourself. But again, hopefully by looking down, kind of figuring out where your footing is, you'll be able to avoid any mistakes. Now, tip number 4 is to make sure that your glasses are clean. I know this sounds like kind of a no-brainer, but if you are already having difficulties getting used to progressive lenses, then if your lenses are all smudged up, it's going to be difficult for you to see at any distance. If you haven't seen our tip video all about how to clean your glasses the best ways, I'll put that in the video description below. The one about using dish soap is honestly, I think, probably the best one. Now, tip number 5 is all about progressive lenses and using them for the computer. Now, progressive lenses should work for viewing the computer screen and anything intermediate. But if you're somebody who's having a hard time finding the sweet spot in your glasses and you sit in front of a computer screen for long hours, it may lead to like neck and shoulder pain. If that sounds like you, then you may want to consider getting a dedicated pair of computer glasses or maybe an office-based progressive lens. And if you're not sure which type of computer glasses would be best for you or the different options out there, I did a video about that recently, and you can check that out by clicking or tapping the screen right over here. Otherwise, I hope this video helps you out and you're able to adjust and get used to your progressive lenses faster. See you in the next one.